Okay, here we go, man. Y'all know who this is. I always tell y'all, stand on business, right? Okay, stand on fucking business. We here, man. I told you we gonna get to the bottom of this shit one way or another, right? So I want y'all to listen. If you live in Georgia, I want you to listen. If you live in Texas, I want you to listen. If you live in Florida, I want you to listen too, right? Okay, so here we go. Here we fucking go. Did you know in Georgia, a promissory note, the statute of limitation on a promissory note is only 6 years. After 6 years, you cannot collect on a debt in Georgia. Y'all didn't know that, huh? After 6 years in Georgia, you cannot file a lawsuit after the promise to pay has expired. Okay? So, I know y'all didn't hear what I just said, especially the ones that used to pick in their nose and eat the slimy stuff, right? Listen, after 6 years, you cannot file a lawsuit on a debt in Georgia after 6 years. The promissory note expires in Georgia in 6 years. That means that if your house is on a 30-year mortgage, after 6 years, they cannot foreclose on that property. They cannot collect on that property. They cannot file a lawsuit on that property. Huh? Texas, two-stepping. Y'all next, let's go. Texas, after 4 years in Texas, you cannot collect on a debt in Texas. The promissory note or the statute of limitation in Texas to collect on a debt is 4 years. 4 years. After 4 years, you cannot collect on that debt. So if you got a car payment and that car payment's on a 6-year payment plan, well, after 4 years, they got 2 years, they can't collect on that car because the promissory note expires in 4 years. The statute of limitation expires in 4 years from the day you purchase something, right? Damn. Okay, Florida, y'all on the clock. In Florida, after 5 years, you cannot collect on a debt. After 5 years in Florida, the statute of limitation on a promissory note runs out after 5 years. So you cannot collect on a debt in Florida after 5 years. Y'all didn't know that, right? I keep trying to tell y'all, I'm gonna crash this motherfucker myself, bro. I'm gonna crash this bitch myself. After 4 years in Texas, you cannot collect on a debt. After 5 years in Florida, you cannot collect on a debt. After 6 years in Georgia, you cannot collect on a debt because the statute of limitation runs out on the promissory note. I keep trying to tell y'all, I do this shit for a living, man. Y'all think I be bullshitting, huh? Now, I just gave y'all some tea. Y'all do the rest, all right? And for the rest of y'all, just just go on Google and put in how long is a promissory note valid in your state, and it's going to tell you. The max year for a promissory note is 15 years. Every state number is different. Every state number is different. Find your state. Now, I already told y'all the promissory note already paid for it anyway. But just in case y'all been paying, and let's say you've been paying 10 years and the statute of limitation is 6 years. Well, you need to print off that law and send it to the company that you're paying because they cannot collect on that debt. Boy, I told you, put some extra sauce in our ribs because I like the way that shit drip off there, man. All right, it's late in the evening, man. Y'all be safe. It's pretty windy. Y'all be safe out there, huh? All right, peace.